These nice people are so happy that they survived the hunt because they watched this video and they learned how to use a crucifix. I wanted to make this video because I recently started playing Phasmophobia and I was really confused by this one part, which was the crucifix. So I want to explain how it works so that you can not be confused. I haven't been playing Phasmophobia for very long. I just started playing it a few weeks ago. One of my subscribers on Twitch suggested it. Although I'm not an expert in this game by any means, I wanted to make a video because if you think it's gonna save you when you're running around holding it like this, running around from the ghost, you will be sorely disappointed and dead. I am gonna bring you over to a magical little place I like to call the Phasmophobia Wiki. This place is great, by the way, if you want to figure out what's up. I use the wiki a lot for figuring out what ghosts hunt at which sanity. Hopefully I'll eventually just know those things, but I also have really bad memory. So thank you to whoever made the Phasmophobia wiki. You're the bomb. So the first thing you need to know about the crucifix is that it's used to prevent ghost hunts. That's what this says up here. So first thing it says, the crucifix is a purchasable item that's used to prevent ghosts from hunting. But that kind of is a bad way to put it. There's a lot more to it than that. So when I first started playing, I was really scared, so I wanted to hold the crucifix so that I wouldn't die or whatever. And that's just what I assumed was how it worked, which is valid and fair, and I'm sure a lot of you think that too. So let me explain. What most people don't realize, and I was one of most people until recently, is that it only works if it's within a certain distance or radius of the ghost spawn point. You have to first find the ghost room, which is generally what you want to do anyway, and that's where the ghost spawn point is. There's some ghosts that I think it can change, so but just ignore that for now. This is basic stuff. So if you look here under mechanics, you will see at the point that the ghost initiates a hunt, if a crucifix is within 3 meters of the ghost, or 5 meters for a demon, the hunt will fail to begin. So that's basically how it works. If the crucifix is on the ground, I usually throw it on the ground near the ghost spawn point, then it will prevent a hunt. The crucifix has two uses. They call it a charge. When it's used, one side of the crucifix will break off. Let me pull up. So this right here, this is what it looks like when it's half burned up. So this is what it looks like after one use. This is what it looks like when it's fully burned up. This red. Let me see if I can find a better picture. But I'll show you in game too. Ghost 8 crucifix. Yes, this one. Weird way to tell you, but this is what it looks like when it's fully burned. Oh, these nice people are so happy that they survived the hunt because they watched this video and they learned how to use a crucifix. Oh, what the hell? Why do they make these? I'm a big nerd and I wouldn't even buy that, man. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Let's go back to the crucifix. So yeah, basically you have to find the ghost room, which is generally the first thing you want to do anyway. This is where the ghost spawn point is. You drop a crucifix in the middle of the room. You also can hold it in your hands, but that means that you have to be within the spawn point radius. I also want to tell you how to know if it worked. So the safe option is possible if you have the prevent a hunt with a crucifix extra objective. If it worked, it will have the red check mark that objective is complete. So the other way to tell is just to look at the crucifix. You can actually go in to look at the crucifix, or you can look at it through a camera, or you can send one of your friends in to look at it for you. If it prevents a hunt once, it will burn up a little bit, one side will be gone. If it prevents a hunt if it prevents a hunt twice, it will turn red and nasty, and you can buy it on a t-shirt on Redbubble. Okay, so that is how you use the crucifix. Let me know if you have any questions or if I can clarify more. This leads me to the other reason that I think it's important to use the crucifix and know how it works. You can use it to gather evidence on what type of ghost it is. The one thing about the timing of the crucifix, so normally if a ghost hunts, there's always like an amount of time that they have to wait before the next hunt. If a hunt's prevented by a crucifix, it doesn't have that cooldown time. It's only like 5 seconds and it can do it again, so watch yourself. If your average team sanity is above 50% and the crucifix burns, then you can narrow down the ghost type to those ghosts that can hunt above 50%. I don't have these in the top of my head. I know some of them that are the scarier ones, but you can just look it up on the wiki until you kind of get the hang of it and know what you're doing. So on that note, you can narrow it down even further depending on what that percent is. For example, a demon has a very high threshold for when it can hunt you, so you could still have pretty good sanity and it will still try and fuck you up. Also, when you're testing this or using this to determine what type of ghost it is, remember that the ghost can't hunt you during your warm-up phase before the clock reaches 0. So if you're playing on amateur during that first 5 minutes that the clock in the van is ticking off, it can't hunt you. So if a crucifix doesn't do anything, that is why. Alright, so the crucifix will not work if the ghost isn't within a specified range. Even if the crucifix is in the ghost room, if it's a big room and the crucifix is too far away, it's not going to work. It will not work if a cursed possession is used to initiate the hunt. So if you look into a mirror or you tell the Ouija board hide and seek or something like that, you know, you pull the death card in the tarot cards or push too many pins in the voodoo doll or whatever, or the music box. Crucifix is not going to help you if you're messing around with that stuff, so watch out. The crucifix will also not work if the ghost hunt has already started or is in progress. So I feel like this is where most people kind of mess up. So when I started, I wanted to like have the crucifix in my hand. This is it. It's here in my hand. So I wanted to have it in my hand because it gave me a false sense of security, which was great. But then I would hold it and I would still die. And I was like, why didn't Jesus save me? Please explain. If you are standing in the ghost room and you have the crucifix and it's already in your hand, like you don't have the flashlight out, not that you just have it, but you actually have it in your hand. When the ghost spawns for the hunt, it will prevent the hunt and you will see it burn. Oh, there's a cute cat ad. So say you have your flashlight or you have and you have an EMF and you have the crucifix. So you have your flashlight out and you're looking around and you start seeing the signs that a hunt is starting. And you know that your sanity is low enough that it's a hunt and not necessarily a ghost event. By that point, it's too late. Like, you cannot take the crucifix out. It's not going to help you. It already had to be there when it started. So I am sorry for what is about to happen to you. One cool thing that I found upon perusing the wiki is it says that the crucifix range is not limited by any obstacles such as walls and doors. So that's pretty cool. I was playing last night with some friends. We were in Tanglewood, which is kind of that first map. But the ghost room ended up being that very first room, just like that first room on the left side when you get out of the van. We actually were like watching the dots projector through the window and we could see it and everything. And we could also hear the spirit box standing outside the window. If I had put a crucifix on the ground there or like held it up to the window, that could have worked as long as the ghost spawn point wasn't like all the way across the room by the door or something. That could have worked, which is interesting. Also, there's one map, the Edgefield Street House. Your van is really close to the house when you start, so if the ghost room is in that garage, the van is actually close enough to the garage that the crucifix could actually work from the van, which is pretty cool. It would have to be like super specific circumstances, but I thought that was interesting. So the last thing I want you to know about a crucifix is that you can use it for money, which is great. So if you take a picture of the crucifix that has been used once or twice, it will yield a burned crucifix photo, which will give you $10 and 10 XP, depending on the distance the photo was taken from. So by the way, the distance that the photo is taken from is what the like stars mean. So if it's 3 stars, it means you took the picture really close to it. I thought it was like, I don't know, I was being dumb and was like using the rule of thirds and shit, but that's stupid. So you can get really close to it, take a picture, even if like you literally can hardly tell what it is, you will get more stars, which means more money, more experience, the closer you are to the subject you're taking a picture of. Since you get 2 crucifixes, crucifixi, crucifix, you get 2 of them. You can bring both of them in and you can take a photo at every stage. So literally, if you're brave enough, you can go in, you found the spawn point, you put them both down. There's one hunt, you take a picture of the crucifix that got half burnt. There's another hunt, you take a picture of whichever one gets burned again. You keep doing that. You can do it 4 times, so 2 for each crucifix basically, and you can make money that way. So this here is what it looks like when it's half burned and they're holding it, and this is what it looks like when it's all used up, and that means you're shit out of luck because it's not going to help you anymore. In case you're interested, they have all the archives of what the item used to be like in different updates, which is pretty useful because there's a lot of videos on YouTube that are kind of outdated because there have been so many updates and changes along the way since the game first came out. Yeah, so the crucifix is definitely one of the many commonly misunderstood mechanics in the game. There's a lot of these, but it's definitely worth putting in the time to learn them because the game's super fun. I don't want anyone to get discouraged from playing the game because they get confused, and getting confused sucks, especially if you're scared for your life. So anyway, I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want to see anything else. If you want to watch me cry, play Phasmophobia and get super scared, I have some Phasmophobia videos up on the channel. And you can also watch me play live at twitch.tv/bonsaiwillow, and I will link that in the description box. So yeah, I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Dude, I finally like want to use the crucifix and we get a fucking shade.